denied Christ and sealed themselves to Lucifer. The image of the Kaaba stone is printed on the cover of every Quran. Therefore the Kaaba stone depicts the very symbol for the word of Allah. The image of the beast may represent the word of Allah, the Quran. This image is the very opposite of Jesus Christ, whom the Bible calls the Word of God. So the opposite would be an image which depicts the word of Lucifer. And the Kaaba stone is that very image, which may speak. And those who refuse to bow down before this image, which speaks the words of Allah, will be put to death. And the false prophet will demand that all pray toward the image of the beast. And he will likely use the Muslims' call to prayer, and the speaker system, in every mosque minaret, around the world, to call everyone to bow toward the image of the beast. Therefore the voice, from the image of the beast, will be heard in every nation, from the towers of the Muslim mosques, demanding that those who will not bow down, during the call to prayer, must be put to death. This image of the beast will become the symbol of the Islamic Empire. The images we've discussed here could easily fulfill the role of the beast's image. But only one thing is certain: it will be directly linked to Islam itself. And the false prophet will cause it to speak, and command all in the Middle East to bow down toward it, or be put to death. The false prophet will also implement the mark of the beast, which, as we have discussed before, may take the form of a stamp, or badge, to be worn on the forehead or right arm. It will be the sign that they have submitted to the Mahdi, or Caliph of Islam, and to his Islamic empire. And no one will be able to buy or sell without it. Those Christians who refuse to submit before the Antichrist or his image will be arrested and imprisoned. Revelation 13:10 says, "Whoever is meant to be captured will surely be captured. Whoever is meant to be killed by the sword will surely be killed by the sword." This calls for endurance and faith on the part of God's people. It should appear quite obvious now that the Antichrist beast will rule a Middle Eastern empire. For the method of killing is described as the sword. Revelation 24 says, "I also saw the souls of those who had been beheaded, because of their testimony about Jesus, and because of the word of God. They had not worshipped the beast, or its image, and had not received its mark on their foreheads or hands. They came back to life, and ruled with Christ for 1,000 years. We can see from this verse that beheading will be the method of killing. And those who die for Jesus Christ will be resurrected when Jesus Christ comes to rule the earth. But it will be the most terrible time for the Christians and Jews. And many will just worship him to escape being put to death. But all those who worship him and take his mark will be rejected by God and cast into the lake of fire, sharing the same fate as the Antichrist. I pray that all Muslims listening to this broadcast will take note of God's warning in Revelation 14 verse 9. "If any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone, in the presence of the holy angels, and in the presence of the Lamb. And the smoke of their torment ascends up forever and ever." God could not have been more clear: those bowing down to the Caliph King of Islam, or the symbol of his empire, which speaks, and any who take his mark, as a badge, on their forehead or right hand, will suffer forever in the lake of fire. The truth is, that God so loved the world, that he gave his only begotten Son, that whoever believes in him should not perish, but have everlasting life. Please pray this prayer today. Father God, I believe that you sent your Son, Jesus Christ, to die on the cross for my sins. I believe that he died and was resurrected